a failure. I gripped my napkin until my knuckles turned white, and I made a decision right there at that table. No more. 2 days after that dinner, I came home early because a client meeting was cancelled. I walked through the front door and heard laughter coming from the living room. Jenna was sitting on the sofa with champagne, talking to Chloe, her maid of honor. They hadn't noticed me standing behind the decorative partition near the entrance. Then I heard my name. "I simply cannot have her in the family photos," Jenna said, lowering her voice just slightly. "Imagine her standing next to me in some cheap department store dress while I'm wearing custom silk. It would ruin everything." Chloe agreed without hesitation. Scrolling through her phone. Casual. Like they were discussing a seating arrangement, not a human being. Then my mother walked in carrying a tray of appetizers. She sat down, patted Jenna's hand, and smiled. "I already have a plan. I'll tell her we're short-staffed in the kitchen and need someone to wash glasses in the back. She'll be too busy to come out." Jenna clapped her hands together in delight. "Brilliant, Mom. She's only useful as a walking ATM anyway. No point letting her stand next to Ethan and lower the value of my party." I stood completely still on the other side of that wall. No tears came. That surprised me. What came instead was something far colder. Far more focused. I quietly reached into my purse, and pressed record. They laughed for another 10 minutes while I stood in the shadows, collecting every word. When they finally moved on, I slipped back out the front door without making a single sound. I sat in my car in the driveway and watched the warm glow of their living room window for a long moment. Then I started the engine and drove. I had work to do. I went to my bank first. Emergency meeting. Half a decade of records printed out page by page, every bail payment, every debt I had covered, every mortgage transfer, every secret I had kept to protect their reputation. $150,000. Gone. To people who called me a failure at their dinner table. I highlighted every transaction in red. I circled the $30,000 for the drunk driving cover-up. The $50,000 for Jenna's gambling debts. I held that stack of papers and felt the full weight of what I had allowed to happen to myself. Then I called a fashion consultant named Elena. I was done wearing shapeless clothes to make my sister feel superior. That ended tonight. She helped me choose a custom emerald green silk gown. When I stood in front of her mirror, I barely recognized myself. Not because